We've got our first SEC matchup here of the series in our Vanderbilt Dynasty mode. Going against ranked Missouri on the road is not an easy start, but to be honest, there's not really going to be many easy games in the SEC at all. We have a very good chance to go winless in this conference. This is going to be a very tough game that will challenge the good start we've had so far to our season. Number 18, despite already having a loss, going against 3-0 Vanderbilt. And you might be asking, we ended last episode at 2-0. How did we get to 3-0? Well, before this Missouri matchup, we did have a 42-3 victory over Georgia State. Wasn't super competitive, so didn't want to spend a ton of time on it here. But we can quickly go over the stats. Nate Johnson had himself quite a good day. 309 yards on 35 attempts, 4 touchdowns as well. Ran the ball better than we did against Virginia Tech for sure. Nate Johnson also had 2 rushing touchdowns for a total of 6 touchdowns in this game. He was absolutely incredible. He's had a really productive start here to this season. Quincy Skinner, another guy who's been very highly involved so far. Junior Sherrill, wish he was getting that Skinner production if I'm being honest. But Skinner is a senior. He's got a little bit more time under the belt. Maybe a little bit more polish off than Sherrill, who's still just a sophomore, but is one of our bright building blocks of the future. We also got a touchdown from Wiley in this game. Offensive line-wise, we did not allow any sacks against Georgia State. You'd love to see it. No tackles for loss, but we did get a 3-sack game from Aeneas DeCosmo. That earned him Player of the Week. Also, Johnson got Player of the Week, not unsurprisingly, with that performance. And going into this week, Nate Johnson is actually number 1 in the Heisman polling. Not surprised with how awesome of a start he has had. And then the last thing we'll do before we hop into this game against Missouri is give an update here on recruiting. Starting to get some guys into their top 5 here, which means we have to start selling them. We have a situation where we only know 2 of McCreary's ideal pitches, but most of the time you can infer what the third is. But unfortunately for us, this is one of the few times where there's actually 2 that it could be. So we might have to switch off of the hard sell here. Make sure we risk not giving him his non-ideal pitch. We'll go the soft pitch there. We'll know next week whether or not we picked the right one. We've got another top 5 here with Isaac Kendricks. Maryland is starting to make a pretty decent push for him, so it's time to start selling him with the hard pitch here. I think we got a really good fit here. Also want to schedule him for a visit ASAP. So do we go with the buy or maybe do we go with Ball State? I think with how aggressive Maryland's starting to get and with their pipeline, week 8 might be too late. And Alabama, I don't see us winning that game, so I don't think that's really in consideration. Ended up going with the buy there, playing it a little bit safe. Doesn't quite have the upside as doing it on a week, but I want to make sure that we actually get the visit before he commits. Looks like the ideal pitch for Flynn is going to be starter, so we'll go with that. Also have top 5 here for Trevonte Baldridge. Roger McCreary, we would circle back out with him because he's not going to be an easy commit. We want to get that visit scheduled for week 5 as well. Then we have our 3-star players that we're putting some time in, but not a ton. Nate Johnson here, off to a scorching hot start to the season, but he faces by far his toughest test yet. Not that Virginia Tech was an easy defense by any means, but the SEC is just a whole different ball game here. Jet touch pass to Micah Bell to start the game, and we got a good game, but it's gonna be coming back on a holding penalty. Not the way you want to start on the road, given that crowd something to cheer for already with a first play flag. So just like that, it's 1st and 20 for the offense. There has been a comment about extending the quarter length. I think the amount of plays we're getting at 7 minutes is really good. And so, you know, it might be technically more realistic to have 15-minute quarters, but I think the amount of plays you're going to get just with the way this game runs is going to be way too many, and you're going to maybe see shootouts where teams are scoring like in the 60s, which would be high octane, but I think it's actually more realistic to have the quarters like they are right now. That's a very nice catch there to get out of that tricky 1st and 20 spot. I think it's actually more realistic just kind of play count wise and score wise to keep it as it is. I honestly think even 6 minutes might be the sweet spot, but I'll keep it at 7 for now. I like the extra additional boost we're getting to the offense. Not going to complain about it. 2nd and 7 here. Commodores nearing midfield. We're going to get a takeoff here from Johnson. That's the one thing that we didn't see him do a lot of in the first game. He has the highest speed at the quarterback spot in anybody in the nation. I want to see him utilize it more often. But if he's going to sling it around the yard like he did against Virginia Tech, I'm not going to complain either. We've got an incomplete pass there. Unable to make the catch on 3rd and 3. It was congested here. Vanderbilt forced a punt on their first drive. So now Missouri gets the ball. And the first play of the game for them is a 9-yard run. This defense had a lot of struggles against Virginia Tech. I don't think it's going to get any easier as we go along in the season. We really only have one easy opponent left. Yes, we're 3-0, but we might win 4 games. Hoping we can at least get one conference victory this year. That would put us at 5-7, which I feel like is respectable. If we can get 2 conference victories, this is all assuming we beat our only other non-conference opponent, of course. We could even end the year at 500 and earn a bowl berth, which would be probably best case scenario for this team, because look at just the massive holes this defense allows. I'm seeing a big time need to add to our front 7 here. Yes, Patterson is one of our highest rated players, but he's just not super fast. And in these football games, speed matters a whole lot. And their defensive line rarely is able to keep the offense from pushing them downfield. They don't really affect the quarterback. So guys like Trevante Baldridge and Robert Patterson that we are, or not Robert Patterson, that's our linebacker. Roger McCreary is the defensive tackle we're recruiting. Those 2 commits are going to be massive gets for us if we can snag them. And just like that, Missouri has driven all the way down the field for a touchdown. That did not look difficult at all. A lot of the best players on our defense are younger guys in the secondary. And so I think this defense has potential for the future. We're just not there yet. Love to build a better defense around senior safety CJ Taylor, who I really like. It's just, he's kind of sometimes out there feeling like he's trying to do it all himself. Can we get a response from Vanderbilt? We're able to rebound from a holding penalty last time, but stalled out around midfield. We get a conversion here. Micah Bell on the reception. Now he's flanking Johnson in the backfield here for 1st and 10 from the 36. We fake the give to Bell. Wouldn't mind giving him a touch or 2 out of the backfield. And we've got Young for a 1st down and more. That brings Nate Johnson up to 61 passing yards on the day. And this game in slow sim goes from one play to the next in an instant. I'm used to kind of in Madden being able to see the players' kind of reactions after the play. That is not the case, and I think it's in part due to the hurry up. We do have, the no huddle aggressiveness turned up, and so we go no huddle all the time. I think for future episodes, I might want to put it on balanced. I don't know if I want to consistently be going hurry up, but I do want to mix it in at the very least, which I think balanced might incorporate here. A big time catch by Alexander over the middle on 3rd down keeps this drive alive. borderline field goal territory here, but of course we know college kickers are not as reliable. Just watch that Virginia Tech game if you want to see what college kickers do. An incomplete pass there makes it 2nd and 10. Missouri showing press coverage up on Junior Sherrill. Could have a one-on-one matchup here. Going to the wide receiver screen. I love this play, and it goes for a big gain. One of my favorite play calls in this game is that little wide receiver mid-screen. Virginia Tech was able to utilize it against us in last week, and here it's our turn to make good use of it. Into the flats, it's broken up here. But Vanderbilt into the red zone. Our offense continues to look really good, and this is with Vanderbilt's playbook. It's not like I'm using some custom or some blue blood school playbook to do it. This is all Nate Johnson putting some good work here in the playbook. Pump fakes and throws past the sticks, but Wiley could not hold on. The coverage was perfect, and so we're forced into a field goal attempt. So far, it's kind of looking like the Virginia Tech offense looked against us, where we're able to drive around down the field. It's just unable to cap off these drives. Got to get into the end zone if we want to compete with Missouri. A nice play there by 54. Still learning everybody's names. I'm knowing more and more names each episode. Not quite sure who 54 is yet. Handoff there, and Patterson, a great job shooting through the offensive line, getting there first, slowing the running back down and bringing up 3rd and 14. We have an excellent chance to force a 3 and out. A little bit of pressure on the high side there, and a solid gain, but not enough for the first. Vanderbilt will get the ball back. From the 35-yard line, we're going quickly into the flats to our second string tight end. Gain of 4 here. Under center now. From the 40-yard line. Play action. Johnson dumps it off underneath. This will be a minimal gain to the running back, so it's 3rd down just like that. We do not want to waste a good defensive stop. They're few and far between. Got to pick this up. Young, not going to do it. It's 4th and 1. We're giving the ball right back with a 3 and out of our own. We are doing a good job playing the field position game here, but we just cannot stop the run. I mean, what are the yards per carry going to be for number 8 for Missouri by the end of this game? First quarter clock winding down. Still haven't seen Missouri use Luther Burden much. But when you're running the ball the way they have, with the exception of that play, hard to blame them for doing much of anything else. 2nd and 9. This is perhaps the last play of the first quarter. Underneath. And it's going to be a 1st down and more for Missouri past midfield. And that's going to do it here for the first quarter. So far, both offenses moving the ball pretty well. Missouri's just been able to end their drive off with a touchdown. 94 passing yards, 8 rushing yards for Vanderbilt, whereas Missouri has already had 76 rushing yards on the board. Let's kick off the second quarter here. In the middle of this Missouri drive, another gain of 6 on 1st down. Empty. Cook back to pass, and that's going to be stopped up short of the sticks. 13 inches is a tough one to get a stop on, but at least we have a chance. Faking the give, rolling left. Cook has a man downfield, wide open. Into the red zone. Missouri's offense looking like a well-oiled machine today. Can pretty much do no wrong. One of our better run stops of the day. Holding Missouri to just 4 there. It's 2nd and 6. Another give. Spinning and coming up short. Another third down opportunity for the defense here in the red zone. They were excellent in this area of the field against Virginia, particularly in that first half. It's a touch pass to Luther Burden, and he's not going to get there. The first time we've really seen Missouri try to involve him, but a great effort by the defense to swarm to the ball, and this will remain a one-score ball game. As possession heads back to Vanderbilt here. The give to Alexander is going to be stopped up. Kind of ran into his own man there. Looked like he had a hole for at least a moderate gain. Changing up the play call here. Johnson making a check at the line. It's a give. This one is going to be for a much better gain here for Alexander. 3rd and 1 now. Couldn't pick up the short yardage third down last time with the run. Do we go back to it here? Or will we trust Johnson? It's going to be a big hole opening up for Alexander. Down to the 45, just like that. Excellent blocking on a kind of a high leverage third down early on in this game. Vanderbilt needs to prove that we can move the ball here. Instead, we're going to get a fumble by Nate Johnson. Is picked up by Missouri, and possession changes over to the hometown team. The crowd loves it. Oh, man. Just picked up a big third down, and then just the blocks did not hold. Johnson didn't really have a chance on that play. You wish he would have held onto the ball, though. Man in motion. Fake the give to him, and it's a give to the back for another solid gain of 6. I mean, he's just getting 5, 6, 7, 8 at a time. Another give. This one will be short of the first down. A stop here would be huge. I think they are already in field goal range, but you never know with these college kickers. Instead, they're getting to the red zone. Another big chunk run for Missouri. We need to add some beef here in our recruiting class. That is for sure. Off to the outside, and another touchdown for Missouri. I mean, that play showed some serious juice from the Missouri back. Just the blocking was excellent as well. This defense didn't have a chance on that play. Nate Noel having himself a really good afternoon here in front of the fans. Vanderbilt now finds themselves down by 2 touchdowns. They need to get something going here on this drive. We're about halfway into the second quarter. Still just 3 points. Pickup of 7 on first down will bring up 2nd and 3. Johnson into the flat, and that'll be enough to move the chains. Bell, the receiver. Clock running here. Play action for Johnson. Has the time, goes downfield with it, and finds Quincy Skinner for a big-time gain. I ended up switching Skinner and Sherrill's spots in the depth chart, hoping that Sherrill would get those Quincy Skinner touches, but it looks like Nate Johnson just has a really good rapport with Skinner and really trusts the senior, although we do get a nice catch and run there from Sherrill. To the 30, we're throwing it to Sherrill, but not really giving him much of a chance to do anything with it. That'll be a loss of 2. Not really sure I love the read there from Johnson on what was assuredly an RPO. Bunch formation here, or tight formation, and we are getting that run blown up. Back-to-back plays for loss. Bring up 3rd and 15. My goodness. Need something good to happen here, and we get a pass right into the bucket, going to Wiley. Make that 162 yards so far here in the first half for Johnson. continues to have really strong play if you just avoid the fumble. And Stowers is not getting set here. Is this a bug? What's happening? Also, it could be just that this team is trying to get the clock down to the 2-minute warning here, not give Missouri a chance to score. That's got to be it. Now it's kind of funny, though. Stowers just looking at the sideline the whole time, not getting set. So, after the 2-minute warning here, Johnson trying to find something downfield, throws a strike to Skinner again. It'll bring up technically 2nd and 2, although it's going to be very hard to pick up a first down without getting it all the way into the end zone. That's should have just been a touch pass, I think. Would have been much better, and just like that is back down to 3rd and 9. Johnson looking for somebody, and it's knocked away, and we're going to have to settle for 3 on what looked like a very promising drive. Going from 2nd and goal from the 2 to 3rd and goal from the 9 was really rough business. Now Missouri has a chance to score and increase their lead here, and if they can turn this drive into a touchdown, we might be looking at a blowout in this game. 2nd and 4. Cook back to pass and has Luther Burden. For first down yards, they hurry up to the line. First time he's targeted Burden down the field in this game. That's going to be picked! Picked off! And could we go for 6? Not quite. Inside the 10. What a play by the defense. Needed to come up with a big-time stop. And they did. But not only that, now we have a chance to score before the half and make it just a 1-possession game headed into the break. Junior Trudell Berry, highest rated cornerback on our team, and shows up massively for us. 1st and goal from the 9. This one you really need to punch in. You can't be settling for 3 here. We'll get a few of those yards into the flat for Alexander. Nobody's over Micah Bell here. What's the play call gonna be? He'll head into the flat. We're going to the corner of the end zone and is caught. That looked risky, but Junior Sherrill comes down with it. And he might not be getting the target share that I want, but he's certainly getting a lot of end zone opportunities so far this season. Had 2 touchdowns against Virginia Tech. Now has a score here against Missouri. And this will be a 4-point ball game headed into the half if we can keep Missouri out of the end zone with 30 seconds left. Keeping him in bounds there is a big move there by Fontenette, forcing Missouri to use their 2nd timeout. 2nd and 7 now. 26 seconds remain in the half. And that's a big-time strike. Can we keep them out of field goal range? Missouri uses their last timeout. No timeouts. 45-yard line, 21 seconds. Got to keep him off the scoreboard. Empty formation. Cook. He's going to get that ball off. If that was a sack, it would have been massive. Instead, we have 2nd and 10. Cook has plenty of time. He's going deep with it. Caught by Luther Burden for the touchdown. What a throw and catch. I mean, Height had excellent coverage on the play, but Luther Burden is about as good as it gets in college football 25 at the receiver position. And Cook hit him on the money. Thought we were going to go into the half only down by 4. Instead, it is an 11-point deficit. 179 passing yards on 28 attempts. This is a very pass-heavy playbook. So if that's what you're looking for, Vanderbilt's playbook has been working good in the sim. 13-24. Man, oh man. This looks like a totally different ball game, all because of that last-second touchdown to Luther Burden. A very quiet first half, but he shows up at the very end with a massive play. And to make matters worse, Missouri has the ball again, going deep again, and it's Burden again. Back-to-back touchdowns for Luther Burden on massive plays. 2 consecutive 50-plus yard touchdowns for the player who, in many people's minds, is the top receiver in the nation. I would consider myself one of those people who has Luther Burden at 1. All of a sudden, Vanderbilt finds themselves down 31-13. Remember when we thought we were going into a very competitive game into the half? Now, if we don't put something on the board, might just have to chalk this one up as a blowout. Our offense has been mostly good, just not very good at finishing the drives for most of this game. So I'm not going to count us out yet. We've shown the ability to move the ball, and there's Stowers, the tight end, for a first down. Changing up the play here. Johnson, play action. A nice pickup there by Alexander, and we're going to get a big gain off of it. That does not happen without the key block of Alexander. Gotta love it, and Quincy Skinner just continues to be somebody that Nate Johnson has a lot of trust in. Play action once more. Kind of got to run the ball for the play action to work, and that one's dropped by Skinner. I think that was a really good throw by Johnson, just couldn't hold on through the contact. On the 40, the throw into the flats for Bell, and oh, that almost shaped up to be a good play. Just ran into the blocker there. And it'll be just a gain of 5. Really want to see Michael Bell in the open field. Haven't seen it too much so far. Of course, has that electric speed, and breaking late is Wiley for a first down and more. Into that fringe red zone territory. Offense once more. Moving the ball well, but can we finish this drive off? 5 minutes remain in the third. A big-time hole for Alexander, and he's down to the 10. Excellent rush off tackle there. Going into the hurry-up, we've got Wiley playing some tight end. Man in motion. He's going to fake the jet pass to Bell and give it to Alexander, and that time it worked out a lot better than the last time we tried it. Sometimes those slow developing runs can be problematic, but sometimes they work out. And speaking of working out, we've got Young able to jog into the end zone. Some good blocking from this offensive line on this drive, as well as, of course, the key block we highlighted earlier with Alexander. Vanderbilt not going home just yet. They're going to stick and fight with Missouri. A give to Noel is a big-time hole. Another gain of 10+ on the ground for the Tigers. From the 36, another give to Noel. This one's stopped up nicely. That'll be just a gain of 2. Got Fontenette and Carter both playing up in the slots here, and Carter's going to make a nice play in the run game. One of the players we're most excited about for on this defense. Some nice pressure there. Will force the incompletion on 3rd and 8. We do not see this defensive line generate pressure much. But boy, was that a good moment to finally get involved. That's going to be blown up. Not quite sure what that play was, but it was not a good call against that defense. That guy came in unblocked and just instantly swallowed Alexander whole. We're going to go back to him here. much better results. That'll be a gain of 10. But because of the loss on first down, it's still 3rd and 2. Really just a long one. More than a 3rd and 2, I'd say. The give here to Alexander. He's just gonna get it. If he went maybe a little bit more outside there, he had an easy first down, but ends up getting swallowed up by the edge. Micah Bell, he turns this one upfield. I feel like the CPU has to go a little bit wider there when they get the jet touch pass. Try to cut it upfield a little bit too much. 2nd and 8. Johnson has time and finds Sherrill for a first down conversion. Offense moving again. And if we score here, could be talking about a 4-point game once more. Going to Bell again. This time he goes a little bit further outside. He's dancing and spinning. Might be the best gain of 4 you'll ever see. Trying to make something happen there with the moves. There's just a lot of traffic in that area. Ran it to the short side of the field. Ideally, you run the jet pass to the wide side. Another short gain here. That'll be 2 or 3. Not sure I love that RPO. It doesn't really give us much. Underneath, we've got the tight end Stowers. For a first down to the 28. Now under center. Tight formation here for Vanderbilt. Dropping back to pass is Johnson. Has time and finds a man for 7. And we're going right back to that hurry up. We are very rarely not hurrying right back up to the line here with this Vanderbilt squad. Trying to make this a 1-score game. Give to Alexander. He shakes past the tackler to get the first down. A strong run from him. Sophomore back. He's now in the slot as Johnson's all alone in the backfield. Has time. Has a man. Stowers breaks past 1 tackle and gets 9 yards. Knocking on the doorstep once more inside the 5-yard line now is Vanderbilt. Under a minute left to go in the 3rd. Gonna touch pass here to Wiley. He gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Vanderbilt. And it's back to a 4-point ball game. Although Vanderbilt might actually go for 2. I feel like they should here to try to make it a 3-point ball game instead. And that's exactly what they'll do. 3 wide. A tight end and a running back is the personnel here. Trying to find Sherrill in the back of the end zone, but is tipped away. Missouri will lead by 5 as they start this new drive. A good start to it there for the Tigers. Instantly getting a first down. Cook has time, and that one's broken up for an incomplete pass. Got to press the A button there, so we got a second of a dark screen, but got it back instantly. Luther Burden. Oh my, with the Jets! Did you see that takeoff? He is gone! Wow! When he turned upfield, he took off in a hurry. That's the 3rd 50-plus yard touchdown for Luther Burden in this game. And that's that takeoff ability that some of these players have. It is really a game changer and helps separate these players that are at the top of the game from kind of your average Joes. That was a really fun play for Missouri. Hate that we were on the other end of it. Just like that, we're back down by multiple scores here, but the offense has had a lot of success moving the ball. Johnson is picked off on the sideline. You're kidding me, to end the 3rd quarter. There's just no way. The 2 turnovers from Johnson have really made a big difference in this game. because haven't really had to punt much. It's mostly been turnovers, the things that's stopping us. Settling for field goals, failing 2-point conversions. Otherwise, our offense has been just as dominant as Missouri's. Just a little bit more pass heavy than theirs, of course. Gain of 2 there to start the drive for Missouri, and that gets Cook over 1,000 passing yards. Congratulations to him, I guess. And they're going to show a replay. I mean, 1,000 passing yards in the season, I don't know if that's anything too crazy to celebrate, but hey, good on him. 2nd and 8. The give to Noel, trying to spin past the defender, but unable to do it. 3rd and 5. Need a stop here. Pretty much the entire Vanderbilt defense is at the line of scrimmage. It is broken up, forcing a punt. A massive stop by the defense. Offense comes back out and down 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This is the most important drive of our season so far. Our undefeated record is on the line. This Missouri Stadium has been rocking at different times throughout this ball game. Hauled in there by Stowers to bring up 3rd and inches. Those red and blue lines are practically touching. I don't know why that's just not a first down. But we're now a minute here into the 4th. Johnson has a man. It's Stowers again. Been all tight end action here for us so far, as there's a Missouri player down with an injury. Don't really love this formation. Feel like they always run that RPO that I don't like when we come out of it. We get 5 there, which isn't bad. 2nd and 5 now. Johnson trying to set up a screen. That time, Skinner able to make a little something of it. Looked like it might have been stopped up for no gain, but he spun off a tackle. 3rd and inches for the 2nd time. This time, we are actually a little short of the first down marker, though. Alexander has the first down past the 45-yard line, or maybe right to it. Need to maybe pick up the pace a little bit. I don't know if we want to gain yards like 3 at a time like we are so far in this drive, because we still have to get a stop and come up with another score after this drive. But we continue to play the underneath game, and nickel and diming our way down the field is working. Perhaps we're trying to set up for a shot play at some point. You got to imagine that's the case. 4 wide. Johnson looking to run and unable to really go anywhere, unfortunately. Just a gain of 1 there. The clock continues to run. Johnson going under center here. The give to Alexander. That's not going anywhere either. It's 3rd and 9. I don't know why we're going so slowly down the field here. Setting up a screen. Alexander can't get there. So it's 4th down for Vanderbilt. Need it here. Johnson gonna look to run, and he will for the first down. Sliding down. Thought he maybe could have been a little bit more aggressive there, but I like avoiding the hit for sure. Johnson now goes for it all, and it's broken up. That was the kind of shot play I was looking for. And he maybe had him if he let him a little bit more, but that would have been tough. It was not a very large window at all. Completion will will make it 3rd and 2, but the way this drive is going, we're leaving ourselves very little room for error. All the way more than halfway through the 4th here. Johnson goes to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Skinner, I think, had a good shot at it, and it's 4th down. Direct snap to Alexander. Almost got caught up on his own lineman. He did for a minute, but he's able to get the first. Got to start picking up the pace at some point here, though. Johnson. Lots of room, but it eventually runs out. Could not find anything he liked, so it's a loss of 8 on the sack. Tough spot here. Our offense is not giving up yet. Johnson steps up in the pocket, delivers a strike to Micah Bell. It is 1st and goal at the 1. I thought he scored. Man, so close. Almost crossed the goal line here. Instead, we have 1st and goal from the inches. Just run it in. Instead, we're passing. Johnson throws into triple coverage, and it's a pick. No. First, I thought Micah Bell was in, and then just run it there, man. It's inches. The 3rd Johnson turnover today, and that's what's ultimately going to be the difference in a loss to Missouri. Still a very fun and entertaining game, if you ask me. Seeing a player the caliber of Luther Burden dominates. Winning player of the game on just 5 catches, but 218 yards and 3 touchdowns, all above 50 yards, was a treat to watch. But as expected, Vanderbilt's beginning here in conference play ends with a loss. I think we proved that we can kind of hang with these teams, though. It's not maybe going to be the super easy wins of the past. We just got to clean up the turnovers, and I think we can hang with these teams. So to end off the episode, I'm going to go for the stats for you all. Not really going to commentate over them. This will be kind of the end of my commentary. Hope you enjoyed this episode. We'll be back going off against Alabama in the next episode. That might be difficult, but really fun episode to record. We'll be back soon with the next one, and I'll see you then. Anchor down.